Welcome to MJC King Podcast. 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 Proust.
Yo, what's up, you guys? How yous doing? I'm here with TR King 210 podcasters again. This is the next one that I told you in the last one. So the ones that we're going to talk about, this is kind of going to be like a tipping podcast.
Yep. So we're gonna go through the teams, every lineup, and then we're gonna decide in the end who we're tipping for round 19.
Alrighty.
So first,
what's the first team?
we got Super Friday. It's the Dolphins taking on Sharks here in Sharks Stadium in Sydney. Now, the Dolphins are out with Cody Nikorima, which means Sean O'Sullivan, he comes into the 5'8" jersey. Max, he gets number centre, and Jake is on the wing for the Dolphins. No more other changes for the Sharks or Dolphins, so that's that one.
Okay.
Moving on, you can do this one.
Yeah, I'll do the Storm, alright?
Okay.
So, for the Storm versus Newcastle. So there's two people who are out in each team. So, for the Knights who are out is Elijah Saliasa Ladamuna and Caleb Ponga. And for the Storm, Alec McDonald and Kobe Willison. And the players will return from the Origin, who are Kevin Munster, Harry Grant, Jack Howarth, Moses Leo, Ryan Pappenhausen. They have all the superstars are turning back. Now let's review the lineup. So we're back at the same positions, but no Xavier Coates. Still no Xavier Coates. I think he's having a break or something. So
He was in the Origin camp.
yeah, I think. Yeah, guys. Let's go to the next game so we can decide the tips at the end.
Okay.
You just do your one. That's all.
Okay, so on the second game of Super Saturday at 5:30, it's the Roosters taking on the Dragons at Jubilee Stadium, Sydney. Now Roosters, last round they lost to the West Tigers 28-30, and the Dragons they lost to the Raiders 28-24, which was nearly a comeback there by Dragons. They just fell a bit short, but let's have a look. We're going to review the Dragons lineup first. So Tyrell Sloan, he's still in the lineup. Val is good to play after he was in Origin last night for Queensland. He's staying in the squad. Then we've got Sione Finau, who is still on the wing for the Dragons. He was on the wing last round, and now he's still there. And Luciano, who's back, who suffered an injury as well. So is Hamish Stewart. And that's all good for the Dragons. Now we're going to go review the Roosters lineup. We have Sam Walker, who is back here against the Dragons, he suffered an ACL injury throughout the year, and he's back against the Dragons. And Connor Watson, Lindsay Collins, Angus Crichton, they're all back from the Origin camp, and they're going to be playing against the Dragons. And Spencer Leniu on the bench. Now, the players that are out for the Roosters is Ben Johnson and Dila
Sale Vela.
Vela. They're out for the Roosters. No players out for the Dragons. So, moving on to the next game, Matthew.
I'll do the next game.
Last game.
So Super Saturday at Queensland Country Bank Stadium, Townsville. Cowboys will be taking on the Bulldogs, who are currently third place in the ladder. Let's go into the lineup. So I don't know about this game, but the players who are out for the Cowboys is John Bateman, Sam McIntyre, Thomas Dusty, and the one who is out for the Bulldogs is Marcelo Montoya. So, yeah, let's reveal the lineup. Okay, I'm gonna reveal the lineup. The ones that are good is the Bulldogs. All the people are back, but except for Montoya. Yeah, let's go to the next game. Do it short. Okay, so yeah, that one, but
Okay. Super Sunday, 2 o'clock. It's the West Tigers taking on the Warriors in Ghost Media Stadium in New Zealand. So let's review the Tigers lineup first. So Chirura is still on the fullback role for the Tigers. Charlie Staines still on the wing. Jared Skelton, he's back on the wing. Jerome Luai at 5'8". Latu Finau at halfback for the Tigers. Abby Coruscant is back. He missed a few rounds due to a head knock, and he got the concussion notice where he had to be out for a few rounds. He's back against the Warriors. And Tony Sakar is up in second row jersey. And then the bench of the West Tigers is Tristan Hope, Alex Safer, Sione Finau, and Jack Bird. Now we review the Warriors lineup. Tani at fullback for Nikakutstar. Dylan Celestia is back. Adam Pommy, Rocco Berry, Roger still on the wing. Chanel Harris. Now there is no Luke Metcalf, so Taneo Boyd will have his first grade because he's been playing reserve grade for the Warriors. So he'll be making his debut in first grade again. Taneo Boyd at halfback for the Warriors. James Fisher-Harris. Jackson Ford at prop for the Warriors. Aaron Clark at lock. And Martin, Jacob, Dementic, and Tanner Smith for the bench for the Warriors. Now the players that are out is Chanel, Nikakutstar, and Luke Metcalf. So that will be a bit of a big blow for the Warriors, but let's see how they go against the West Tigers on Sunday. The next game here.
alrighty.
Super Sunday.
So on a Sunday, at Combank Stadium, Parramatta Eels would take on the Penrith Panthers. So let me reveal the lineup so we can get Okay, so about the Panthers one, Nathan Cleary and haven't been back yet, because the Origin was finished last night, and I don't know if they're right to play. They might be right to rest, so they might be able to rest. But in the early, like on the Saturday or Sunday, they'll make their changes to come back, and yeah. So for the Parramatta Eels lineup, it will still Zach Lomax will be coming back. That's all. That's all who'll be coming back. So yeah, the players who are out. Okay. Kelmar Tuolangi, who is out for the Eels. And yeah, it's at 4:05, so in the afternoon. So, yep. Now.
Okay.
The last game.
Last game of Super Sunday at 6:15 p.m. It's the Broncos taking on the Titans at Cbus Super Stadium up in the Gold Coast. Now, Broncos. The Reece Walsh is back at fullback. Josiah Carboni, he's back on the wing. Tony Staggs, Gahamet, Dane Merida, who has been playing reserve grade for the Broncos, he is back and he's on the wing for the Broncos. Ezra Mann, 5'8", Adam Reynolds, Xavier Wilson. Now Ben Hunt, who was battling suffered an injury a few rounds ago, he's back at hooker for the Broncos. Payne Haas, Brendan Picua, Jordan Ricky, Patrick Carrigan. And then the bench for the Broncos, Billy Walters, Kobe Harrington, Jack Gioski, and Tyson Smoothy. Now, Titans. AJ Brimson back at fullback. Jalen De Groot on the wing. Brian Kelly. Centre Jojo Safita. Centre Philip Sami. He's on the wing. Kieran Foran. And Jaden Campbell, he's back after he suffered an injury as well. He's back against the Broncos. Fino Kawaka, he's there. Sam Rills, Regan Campbell Gillard, Chris Randall, Fermor, Tino, Jacob on the bench. Jacob, Jeremy, David Fafita, he's back as well. Cass Haas, and replacement Isaac Army and Broncos replacement Siwan Cobo. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot to say who was out for the Broncos.
Yeah, that's why you forgot.
Yeah. Okay. So there is no Vaya Samu or Alan Fitzgibbon.
Vala Semu and Alex Fitzgibbon for the Titans, and Vala Semu for the Broncos. And now,
let's review.
Yep, the teams who have the bye is Sea Eagles, Rabbitohs, and Raiders. Now let's decide on the tips. So,
okay.
Sharks and Dolphins.
Who's gonna go first?
So
I'm gonna let MJC King go first, or who's tipping the Sharks and Dolphins one?
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, but I think that the Dolphins might win. I think because the Dolphins have been dominating for the few rounds, like they flogged the Rabbits by 50 points, and yeah. And I'm going to tip the Dolphins by 30 points.
Okay. Now, Dolphins and Sharks. Look, this one would be a tough one. I know the Dolphins have been having big wins and stuff. But, I have a feeling that Cronulla, have their ways of coming back. And, I reckon they can do it against the Dolphins. So, I'm going to go the Sharks here by 30 against the Dolphins. 30-6. Okay.
Okay, so
next one, Super Saturdays games.
So the next game is on a Saturday. So it's the Knights taking on the Storm. So I'm gonna go with my team, Melbourne Storm, because from the earlier mark on Saturday that Harry Grant and that will be back. So yeah, I think they will be back. So yeah, I'm gonna go the Storm by probably 26 points.
Okay, my turn to tip out the Knights and Storm. Now, Melbourne Storm, they have been really great with their for a few rounds now. They're sitting second on the ladder. The Knights, on the other hand, they are sitting 13th on the ladder. Melbourne Storm, they got the job done against the Cowboys last round, 26-20 over the Cowboys. And I just feel like Melbourne Storm will have more attack against the Knights here. So I'm going to go Melbourne Storm here by 28 points over the Knights.
Alrighty. So
second game, Super Saturday.
So it's Dragons versus the Roosters. Okay, this is going to be a pretty tough one because there's Dragon supporters here with me.
Yeah, I got my Dragons. Yeah.
Yep. So I don't know, So about the lineup, right? So the both fullbacks who are captains, so like Clint Garbison and James Tedesco. So I think the Dragons have a better lineup, but the Roosters have been shit. Like they're out of the top 8, like they're in the top 10 now. Yeah, I think they're in the 11th place or 15th. I'm gonna go to Dragons to beat them for like 16 points.
Yeah, it's true. I'm a Dragons supporter. Now the Dragons, they nearly came back last round against the Raiders. They just fell a bit short, 24-28. And the Roosters, they fell a bit short as well by 2 points over the Tigers, 28-30. So I will be going with my team here, the Dragons, by 28. Let's go. Alright, next game, Super Saturday, 7:35, Bulldogs, Cowboys.
Bulldogs and the Cowboys. So, about that game, so, Stephen Crichton and that are back, I have an opportunity that the Bulldogs might have an opportunity to win again. So because they have a good lineup, so they have their fullback and captain Tom Dearden back. So I think that the Bulldogs have the Cowboys have been doing shit. Been doing like not good. So I think Bulldogs will win by like 22 points. 22 points Bulldogs.
Okay, my tipping turn now. Now Cowboys Bulldogs. Now both teams are coming off with a loss last round. Cowboys lost to the Melbourne Storm 20-26, and the Bulldogs they lost to the Broncos 22-18. Now, I reckon that the Bulldogs will get their winning streak back and get the job done over the Queensland Cowboys here. So I'm tipping Bulldogs here by 30 points. Alright, Super Sunday.
So for the Warriors will be taking on the Tigers. So I don't know how honest I will be about that team, but the Tigers flogged the Roosters last round, and the Warriors have been doing pretty much good, but because their halfback is out, Luke Metcalf, he's been doing good, Luke. So I think the Warriors will take the win because Happy Coruscant is back. They could take the win here by like 6 points.
Who'd you tip? No.
Yeah, the Tigers.
Oh yeah. Okay, now Warriors Tigers. Now, when the Warriors are without their halfback, Luke Metcalf, they will go from bad to worse, especially with Nico Kutstar out as well. So, I mean, the West Tigers, they did good against the Roosters. They held on there, hanged on to the win, and got the job done over the Roosters. So I'm tipping West Tigers here, 28 points or 30. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Second game is Super Sunday.
Parramatta Eels versus Penrith Panthers. So, for this round, I know the Eels have been doing no good, but the Panthers are slowly making it to the top 4 because they've been winning rows and rows in the round. I think last round they flogged the Bulldogs.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think if Nathan Cleary and that come back, I'll tip the Panthers by 36 points. Yep, 36 Panthers.
Okay.
Yep.
Panthers Eels. Now, the Eels, they lost against the Dragons in round 17 by big points there, and I feel like the Panthers attack will be more stronger than what the Eels are. Still no Mitchell Moses for the Eels, so I will be going Panthers here by at least 38 points over the Eels. Okay. Last game was Super Sunday, 6:15 p.m.
Gold Coast Titans versus the Brisbane Broncos. So, for this round, I don't know, because Titans are in the last place. They're in the last place in the comp. So, and the Broncos are, I don't know which position they are, but whatever. So the Titans are in the last place. The lineup looks pretty crap, and I like the Brisbane Broncos one better. I think the Brisbane Broncos could take the win here by 46 points.
Okay, Broncos Titans. Now, Titans they're sitting last. They're on the ladder. Now, there's like a few more rounds to go, and the Broncos. I'm gonna tip Broncos here because I reckon they're gonna make it 10 times worse for the Titans. So I'm going Broncos here by at least 48 points over the Titans. The Titans, they're sitting dead last on the ladder, and the Broncos, they are just high up, 5th on the ladder with 9 wins, 7 losses, and the Titans, on the other hand, 4 wins, 11 straight losses. So I'm going the Broncos here by 48. points over the Titans.
Yep, alright guys, that's it for the podcast. Make sure you do subscribe to MJC King 17
TI King 210.
and follow us on Spotify. The Tristan's one should be come on there soon.
Yep.
So make sure you do follow my Spotify and follow his. Alright, yep. Laters, peace and church and be deadly y'all.
And yeet.